What if you never had to rely on the store for fresh food again? Some plants can keep producing over and over, giving you a constant supply with very little effort. And the best part is, some of these grow so fast that you can harvest them again and again without replanting. The higher you go on this list, the more powerful they become. And by the way, the last ones can grow food in just a few days. The first plant is kale. Kale is the plant that keeps producing no matter the season. Kale is incredibly resilient and can grow in both cold and warm conditions, which makes it one of the most reliable plants you can have. Instead of harvesting the whole plant, you can pick the outer leaves and let the center keep growing. This means you can come back again and again and keep harvesting for months. Kale is also packed with nutrients, which makes it not just consistent, but very valuable for your diet. This one is underrated because once it starts growing, it feels like it never stops. The next plant is spinach. Spinach is the plant that grows fast and comes back again after you cut it. Spinach is one of the quickest plants to grow, often ready to harvest in just a few weeks. But what makes it powerful is that you don't need to replant it every time. If you cut it the right way, it will regrow and give you multiple harvests from the same plant. It grows best in cooler conditions, which makes it perfect for extending your growing season when other plants struggle. Wait until you realize how efficient it is, because you can keep getting fresh leaves again and again with almost no extra work. At number 3, we have green onions, also known as scallions. Green onions are the plant that almost regrow forever. Green onions are one of the easiest foods you can grow because they can regrow from the same root over and over again. If you cut the top and leave the base in water or soil, new shoots will start growing within just a few days. This means you can keep harvesting without ever needing to buy new ones. They grow quickly, require very little space, and can even be kept on a windowsill indoors. This one will surprise you, because it feels like an endless supply once you get it started. The next plant is lettuce, especially cut and come-again varieties. Lettuce is the plant that gives you continuous harvests with almost no effort. Instead of pulling out the entire plant, you can simply cut the outer leaves and allow the center to keep growing. This process can be repeated multiple times, giving you fresh food again and again. Lettuce grows quickly and is easy to manage, which makes it perfect for beginners. It can also be grown in small spaces or containers, making it very flexible. Honestly, this might be one of the most practical plants on this list, because it keeps producing with minimal work. At number 5, we have Swiss chard. Swiss chard is the plant that keeps producing for months without stopping. Swiss chard is very similar to kale in how it grows, but it is even more flexible when it comes to conditions. It can handle heat better than many leafy greens and still continues to produce new leaves over a long period of time. Instead of harvesting the whole plant, you can cut the outer leaves and let the center keep growing. This allows you to harvest again and again from the same plant. Swiss chard is also rich in nutrients, making it both reliable and valuable. This one is often overlooked, but once it starts growing, it becomes a constant source of food with very little effort. The next plant is herbs, such as basil, mint, and parsley. Herbs are the plants that keep giving as long as you keep cutting them. Most herbs grow quickly and can be harvested continuously without killing the plant. When you trim them regularly, they actually grow back even stronger and fuller. Many herbs can also be grown indoors, which means you can have fresh food all year round, regardless of the season. They require very little space and are easy to maintain, making them perfect for beginners. This one is powerful because it combines simplicity with consistency. Once you start growing herbs, you always have something fresh available. At number 7, we have microgreens. Microgreens are the plants that grow incredibly fast and can be harvested in just days. Microgreens are one of the fastest growing food sources you can produce, often ready in as little as 7 to 14 days. They do not require much space and can easily be grown indoors all year round. What makes them so powerful is how quickly you can restart the process. Once you harvest them, you simply plant a new batch and have fresh food again within days. They are also very nutrient dense, which means even small amounts can provide real value. This one is surprising because of how fast and efficient it is, making it one of the easiest ways to have a constant supply of fresh food. The next plant is cherry tomatoes, especially when grown indoors or in warm conditions. Cherry tomatoes are the plants that keep producing fruit over a long period of time. Cherry tomato plants can produce continuously once they start fruiting, often for several months. In the right conditions, such as a greenhouse or indoors with enough light, they can keep producing almost year-round. They grow relatively quickly and can produce a large amount of food from a single plant. What makes them especially useful is their high yield and continuous production cycle. Once they start, you can keep harvesting again and again. This one stands out because it combines steady production with a high output. At number 9, we have peppers. Peppers are the plants that can keep producing for years if you treat them right. Pepper plants are often grown as annuals, but they can actually live for multiple years in warm conditions or indoors. Once they start producing, they can give you a steady supply of peppers over a long period of time. They do require some light and warmth, but once established, they are very productive. You can harvest multiple times from the same plant, which makes them a reliable long-term option. This one is powerful because it keeps going far longer than most people expect. And finally, at number 10, we have strawberries. Strawberries are the plants that keep giving you fruit again and again. Strawberry plants can produce multiple times throughout the year, especially ever-bearing varieties. Once they are established, they send out runners that grow into new plants, which means your supply can expand over time without much effort. They are easy to grow in the ground, in raised beds, or even in small containers. What makes them especially interesting is that they combine fast growth with continuous production. Wait until you see how quickly they spread, because one plant can turn into many and keep producing fruit again and again. These plants show that growing your own food does not have to be complicated or slow. With the right choices, you can create a system that keeps producing over and over again. The key is to start small and stay consistent, because once these plants are growing, you will always have something fresh available